All right, I want to play a video about Monique's son. Everybody talking about Monique's son exposing her now. But I want to talk about how she wants these apologies. This is not about her getting on not being a perfect person. This is about it brought me back to this video I did, I uploaded yesterday about how why Monique and others have a hard time letting things go. I just uploaded that yesterday. And at 13 minutes and 23 seconds, I referenced a video, and somebody came in my comment section and asked me, can I give the link to that video that I was talking about? It was from a channel who questioned if Monique has apologized to the people that she has done wrong in her life. Because for years and years now, she has brought these same people's names up nonstop, and she is demanding apologies. She is demanding all this from them. But this person raised the question, has Monique apologized to people that she has done wrong in her life? So for me to play this video about what her son speaking up is not necessarily about her not being a perfect and blasting her for not being a perfect person. It's about, has she apologized, because she demands apologies. Also, I want to talk about the fact that parents have a bad habit of doing this. In my experience, mothers especially, but parents in general, have a bad habit of doing this. So spiritually, the mother and the father is flawed. That shows spiritually, that's a problem with the mother. Spiritually, there's a problem with the father. And so when we see this stuff play out in the physical, there's a problem at the top. The mother needs to rise back up. I know we talk about the great mother, but the great mother needs to get back in alignment, and she needs to rise back up. She came down to experience herself, and it's time for her to rise back up. And what we see playing out is not just to get on the physical person that looks like Monique or Oprah or anybody else who is a mother or a father who has not done right by their children, but it's spiritual, and it's playing out in the physical representation. So that's the biggest thing I want to talk about right there. It's beyond the physical. But I want to play this video about her son. And you know what? I don't have a computer where I can share the screen and all that stuff. So I think I'm just going to show you the thumbnail. And then, hold on. That's Willie D Live. I ain't trying to play that one. This is the one I'm trying to play. I'm trying to play one by this guy named MREC TV, because Willie D Live, he's going to do a whole live, and I just want to play the little clip from the son and what he had to say. So I'm going to play
MREC TV.
But MREC TV.
MREC for MREC TV. We got an interesting clip right here. Monique, oldest son, Shalom, exposes why they don't have a relationship in response to a Club Shay Shay interview. Hit that like, hit that bell, hit the subscribe, watch this clip, and let's vibe.
Hi, I am Shalon. I am a stand-up comedian, Monique's oldest son. I guess I felt the need to make this video to just provide some context into this false narrative about her praying to the universe in order to reconcile our relationship, or whatever the hell it is. I wrote it all down so that way I don't go all over the place and get emotional or anything like that. So I'm gonna talk like I'm reading a script, but it's just gonna help me kind of stay together. To address the Club Shay Shay interview that she did, where she states that she prays to the universe in regards to reconciling our relationship, as I stated, is odd. My mother and I both know that that is a very false narrative, and I would like to free her of having to continue telling that lie. Faith without work is dead, and neither one of us cares to put forth any effort to reconcile with the other. We are separate, as she put it, because she doesn't care to be my mother any more than I care to be her son. Neither one of us has had the desire to reach out to the other in a very long time, and I don't think that either of us anticipates that feeling ever returning. speaking with my mother directly in my experience will either lead to some odd newfound moment of clarity in regards to how she was as my mother, or she retreats back to daddy to move forward with a conversation. And I'm tired of hearing my mother's truths. Newsflash, I'm not sure if people know, but standing in your truth doesn't make you noble. I'm not sure if people are aware of that. But responding this way, I feel as though it allows me to say my piece uninterrupted. To those wondering, well, why say something now? Call it a form of therapy for me, I suppose. But when her daddy had intentionally stated that they have 3 sons, but his wife is on the internet talking about the 4th son in a video that has millions of views, that rubbed me the wrong way. But anyway, to inform a child that you are not interested in being a mother at a time.
And I want to pause. She said her daddy talked about how she had 3 sons. But she talked about in the 4th video, she talked about in another video where she's got a 4th son that got millions of views. Why didn't she correct Sydney? Let me rewind that back. I'm just going to play it.
That kid is the only kid. But when her daddy had intentionally stated that they have 3 sons, but
her daddy, Sydney, intentionally stated that she had 3 sons.
Wife is on the internet talking about the 4th son in a video that has millions of views, that rubbed me the wrong way. But anyway, to inform a child that you are not interested in being a mother at a time when that kid is the only kid, that has the potential to lead a child to believe that you are not interested in them specifically. But to take it a step further, you also admit, my mother had also admitted to me that she didn't do the best job that she could do, which would also make one begin to question, all of your past decisions and prior emotional interactions. But to be completely honest and fair, those were things that I was willing to get over. Nobody's perfect, we're all human, but my mother showed a clear lack of humility, compassion, and consideration when taking any level of accountability for those things. My mother does a fantastic job of acknowledging a lot of things, but she doesn't take accountability very well, and anything that she may take true accountability for, it's only at her convenience, in my experience. But if I had to guess, though, her interest in being a mother probably started around the time that she married her daddy and had his children. But that interest, obviously seemed one-sided, and as it should have been. By that time, I'm in my late teens, so to some degree, the neglect becomes easier to hide or validate, I guess you could say. There are now 2 baby boys in the house, that require attention. But still during that time, however, I still watched her enjoy the love and admiration of total strangers more than my own. To this very day, my mother has never expressed to me when, if ever, she became interested in me as her son. That did lead me down a path of questioning my self-worth and struggling to understand the value of a mother in a child's life. In the interview, she also states that she gave me an apology, but an apology to a son from a mother that consciously showed no interest in him holds no weight. There are still women to this day that my mother will give credit to for being more of a mother to me than she ever could. Her assistant, my cousin, being one of them. Every time, though, that my mother would state that she was right here whenever I was ready, that ideology still blows my mind today, that a person could openly admit to being an uninterested, not put my best foot forward type of parent, and be so self-centered that they still express to the kid, you have to come to me when you're ready. You got to come to me for us to make this right. Okay? But I'm not sure.
That's why I want to stop at, because he talks, I think, like 10 more minutes, and I don't want to play somebody else's whole video. I wanted to make it to that part. This is a serious issue. This is what parents do. I don't care if they have done rituals on you as a child to sell you out to the highest bidder. I don't care if they sold you into sex slavery. I don't care if they sat back and watched you get molested by her husband. And then, a lot of cases, I'm talking about the mother, but the fathers have a hard time apologizing too. They all have a hard time admitting that they do wrong. I'm going to tell you something, as messed up as a lot of men can be, it seems like sometimes it's harder for the mother to initiate the conversation to make amends with her children. Even though in a lot of cases the fathers don't say nothing. In a lot of cases the father just be absent. They won't claim the child. They won't do nothing. But it seems like it's harder. It's almost as if with the fathers, sometimes when men, they don't care. They don't even have. But with the mothers, it's like their egos are so big that the way that Monique is behaving is giving me that she has not gotten over the way that she has treated her children. She has not gotten over the way that she has treated her children. And so these apologies that she keep demanding from Oprah, from Tyler, yeah, her mother did her wrong too. And maybe that's why she feel like she doesn't owe anything to her children that she abandoned, because she feels like she was done wrong by her parents and they have not done anything to make it right. So she probably, this is just speculation now, she probably feels like she don't owe them anything. I just noticed this really, really badly with the mother. Like, it is, because a lot of times with the father, when they do care, sometimes they are willing to say that they are wrong. But a lot of times they don't care at all, and you don't hear nothing from them because they really, really do not care. But I feel like Monique cares. But her ego is so big, she feels like her children that she abandoned should come to her instead of her initiating the conversation with them. A lot of mothers that have done wrong by their children tend to feel like, yeah, I did you wrong. Yeah, I did these things to you, but it's your responsibility to come to me. And I say no to, I just say no, especially when you know that you have really done wrong by somebody. And especially when it's so severe to the point of you allow them to get abused, to get physically abused, spiritually abused, and you sit there and allow it and participate in it, and you really think it's that person that you have done wrong responsibility to come to you because you gave birth to them. No, you haven't earned the respect. You have not earned the respect. And so anyway, just to end this, I want to talk about, this is beyond the physical, like I said earlier, this is beyond the physical problem. This is beyond Monique. This is beyond Oprah. This is beyond Monique's mother. And this is beyond even the men. Like Monique want to call out D.L. Hughley. She wants to continue to call out D.L. Hughley for ignoring his daughter's cries to take up for the friend. But were you even in your children's life to even know what they might have been through? You had to rely on somebody else coming back telling you because you were not in their lives. But the point I'm making is, even with the D.L. Hughleys, even with the Moniques and everybody else, the bigger problem is spiritual, and it's playing out in the physical. It's playing out in people like Monique and D.L. Hughley and everybody else. The mother needs to rise back up. And really, to be quite clear, the problem with the father is the mother, because the mother is first. The mother is first. So I can say how the father needs to do right by his children. The father needs to rise back up spiritually. The spiritual father needs to rise up. Because the problem with the physical father is the spiritual father. But the problem with the spiritual father is the mother who came first. And that's how I want to end this. That's all I want to say. Anyway, that's it, and I'll talk to you later.